Hello everybody, this is Kirby over yonder, and it's Christmas! And because 'tis the season, I decided that I'd talk about the Adventure Time Christmas special. And that very special episode would be... Well, I guess I'll just give up forever. Back in the 90s, I was in a very famous TV show. Nah, I'm only kidding. In all seriousness, I'm gonna be talking about The More You Mow, The Mo You Know. I love Holly Jolly Secrets, but that episode doesn't really have much in there to analyze, while The Mo You Know has quite a bit in there to analyze. The episode involves, quote-unquote, Mo visiting the tree fort for BMO's birthday. Mo gives BMO a mission which involves him growing up. I must say, it's really nice to get an episode about BMO since he's a character who doesn't really get too much character development. There have been other episodes about BMO before, but this is one of the few that really gives him some character development. This episode talks about BMO's feelings on growing up and how much that affects your personality. Growing up is a major theme in Adventure Time as we get to see all of the characters grow up, change, mature, and go through different things. This theme is also discussed later in the episode where Jake doesn't want to talk to Mo because he doesn't want to face the fact that he's going to get old one day. The ironic part here is that BMO is a robot and thus cannot grow up. And as we see in the finale, he really hasn't. BMO talks about how growing up changes your personality, which I found to be very interesting. I think what a lot of people fear about growing up, myself kind of included, is that we like the person who we currently are and don't want to change. And the people who we once cared about will no longer love us. But in reality, change is a very important thing, and some changes can be very good. Also, fun fact, BMO talks to Air in this scene, who used to be Bubble in BMO Lost before Jake popped him. Nice callback. Actually, this episode has quite a few callbacks, like how we get to see Finn and Jake sliding down a chair, much like how they did in the very early episode, Prisoners of Love. Or how in this scene, BMO is dressed as Robin Hood, much like he was in the episode Furniture and Meat. Later in the episode, BMO gets stuck on a machine, which makes him start thinking that this is a part of life. That sometimes you may think that things are going totally haywire, but in reality they're actually completely fine. I absolutely agree that this is a part of life. As humans, we often feel the need to be in control of everything, to the point where if we lose that control, then that gives us a bit of anxiety. There have been many times where I've been completely unprepared or worried about something, but when that thing actually happens, it would end up being just a-okay, and I think that's a natural part of life. Also, at one point, Neptr starts rapping in this episode, and it's totally foreshadowing to the finale, you guys. I want a spin-off series of Neptr and Flame Princess rapping. Please, Sakurai, give it to me. Actually, speaking of the finale, has anyone noticed that the way BMO's face gets all cracked up is very similar to the way it did in Come Along With Me? I don't know, just a thing I noticed. The episode ends with BMO realizing that although he will grow up, he is still BMO and will always be BMO. Although he will grow up, at his very core he'll still be the same person he always is. Which in my opinion is a very nice note to end on. Overall, I really enjoyed this episode. I like how it discusses the theme of growing up, and how it gives BMO character development. If I were to choose between this and Holly Jolly Secrets, I'd probably go with Holly Jolly Secrets, but this episode is still really good and would probably be in my top 20 or 30 favorite episodes of the entire show. Anyways, if you have any thoughts on this episode or would like to point out something that I missed about it, then please let me know in the comments below, and have a Merry Christmas. Kirby, out.